Hello StarCraft fans, this is FalconPaladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between WhiteRa and Tileä on Bridgehead, the latter edition. Bring the volume down just a tiny bit here, just the smallest bit ever. Done. Alright, in the top left side of Bridgehead, the latter edition, we have the red Protoss player. It is WhiteRa, the Ukrainian professional StarCraft 2 player. And in the bottom right of Bridgehead, the latter edition, we have the blue Zerg player. It is Tileä. I'm not sure what that umlaut over the A means, or even if it's an umlaut at all. I'm not sure if it's German, but it is 2 dots, and I don't know what it means. I'm going to call it Tileä. So it is a PvZ on Bridgehead. Probably, I want to say this is my favorite map. A lot of the best games I've cast on my channel so far have come on Bridgehead, just because it's so weird, right? You have your main base, then you have what is ostensibly a safe second base, but then there are rocks that your opponent can come kill and come lay waste to your second base if you're not paying attention. You also have this ramp up here, which is fairly easy to hold. You can get rid of these rocks to make it wider if you want for some reason, and then there's a third you take, which seems a little bit far away from your main base, and then another base over here, which is just kind of difficult all the way around because of all the different attack paths that can come get it. So these are usually pretty action-packed matches. You can't really sit back and just turtle up. There are a lot of ways people can come poke at you and try to kill you, but we'll have to see how WhiteRa does against Tileä, how Tileä does against WhiteRa. There is the Nexus popping up for WhiteRa, as well as the hatch first for Tileä. Standard stuff in ZVP. Oh, actually going 3 hatch before pool here is Tileä. Once again, this is becoming more and more standard in Legacy of the Void. WhiteRa heading on out. We'll scout this, and I think you'll see all 3 hatcheries, and maybe we'll try to punish it. I don't see a forge on the way. Can't really cannon anything out, but perhaps might try to get some Adept Harass in or some Zealots and just kind of try to see what he can do to make Tileä's life very, very miserable indeed. He does say, all right, that has to be a 3rd hatch. He knows. He's very smart. He's played a lot of Legacy of the Void. And by the way, check out his Twitch stream and his YouTube channel in the description to see more of WhiteRa. But meanwhile, the probe is heading on around trying to see what it can see. And yes, indeed, there are 3 hatches. This is not a fake 2-base play. Some Protoss players would just come see this and say, all right, there's a 3rd base down here, definitely. But WhiteRa is thorough. And he says, all right, I know this could be a trick, but it's not. Gas on the way, spawning pool on the way. Cybernetics core? No, actually going for a 3rd Nexus before Cyber Core is WhiteRa. What on earth are these shenanigans? Or should I call them special tactics? And indeed, I probably will. Probe being very annoying on this mineral patch as well, just delaying and disrupting harvesting a tiny bit. This Overlord scouts it out though. Look at this. Good Overlord scouting here from Tileä. This is again a very high level Legacy of the Void play. Again, I do want to say this is part of a replay pack that WhiteRa sent me very, very nicely, I might add. Such a nice guy. And he did include both wins and losses in this replay pack. So don't think just because this is from WhiteRa, he won this automatically. I can guarantee you there are wins and losses in here. So please be as surprised as I am by the result that comes on out. Overlord scouting and saying, all right, there's a pylon here just to make sure that WhiteRa knows if something is trying to knock down these rocks. Intelligent play. Absolutely. These Lings are going to get up here and maybe try to start wailing away on these rocks, but they do little to no damage to these things. But I guess start early, right? The early bird gets the worm is what they say. Yep. These cute little guys. Look at them. Just hammering away at these rocks, not making any really noticeable difference in them. And look, there's leaves on these rocks too. I haven't seen that before. It's kind of nice. Very natural type formation here. And I don't think WhiteRa is even concerned about this, really. He might put a cannon up here, might bring a Stalker or an Adept over, try to deal with it. But hey, look at this. Stargate on the way for WhiteRa. And this probe continuing to scout. Doesn't really see anything. I mean, ends up getting destroyed, but there's really no tech to speak of right now. There's no lair. Inject. Do it. Oh, nice. Nice inject there, Tileä. There's gas being taken, but only 1 worker on gas. It looks like Tileä just wants to macro up like a crazy person right now. He is up 49 to 42 harvesters. 49 workers at the 4-minute mark. That is insane. Here comes the Stalker. WhiteRa says, you cannot get away with this so easily. I think he's checking for a 4th base, because he says, I took a 3rd, so that means Zerg should have a 4th, but I don't think Tileä knows. No, he does. Tileä knows about that 3rd, but is instead sticking on 3 bases himself. I don't know. Oh, was this drone supposed to take a 4th? Oh, poor drone ends up dead. Stalker kills it very, very easily. Indeed. Is this Speedling? Speedling coming on up. The Lings looks like got bored of taking down those rocks. Nothing really shooed them away, I don't think. Oh, there was a Zergling that was lost. What? Double canceled evolution chambers? Is that what that was? I was not looking. I think that's what it was. Anyway, Spore Crawler is up in each of these mineral lines just in case of oracles, which is probably a good thing because, oh my gosh, carriers. WhiteRa going for 5-minute carriers because why not? Carriers are a pretty good unit, right? Especially against Zerg. We will see how Tileä handles it though. And this 3 base for WhiteRa is a godsend for going carriers. You need so much gas if you're doing this. And yeah, so basically try to make this happen as a Protoss player. If you go on 2 base, it can be pretty difficult, but on 3 bases, that's when good things happen for you. Tileä's actually supply blocked. Where did he lose an Overlord? I don't know. So 2 options here for Tileä. Either out macro the Protoss player, try to get up like Corruptors and Psionic, Parasitic Bomb from Vipers and try to deal with the Sky Toss, or maybe go for a huge Ling Swell and just try to kill this base. And then maybe kill this base as well if you can. Getting up this ramp might be super difficult, but trying to punish the Protoss for going Sky Toss in the early stages of the game can be pretty good. Being active with these Lings, this is a lot of Lings though for Tileä. I mean, if you're going to have this many Lings, go attack something. Scouting is good, but you could have scouted this with like 3 total Zerglings, and the longer you wait, the more this base is going to be fortified, and indeed it is. Cannons are coming up in great places. Mothership on the way for Tileä. Alright, so the Lings show up, and the Lings are trying to take down these rocks, right? They are definitely doing it. They have no upgrades to speak of at this point. It's actually missile attacks on the way for Tileä. Hydralisks popping out. I don't know that Hydras are the right answer to carriers. I really don't. And I don't know that Tileä even knows that carriers are on the way, so that's a problem too. So 1 Stalker is enough to chase away the Lings. I was going to say not enough to actually kill those Lings, but... making his own wall with pylons. Interesting. I mean, he needs the supply anyway, right? Here comes a carrier. 2 carriers, rather. Going to head on down, maybe try to hit this 3rd base. Inject. Inject now. I know you're busy elsewhere, but inject. Oh, Hydra is trying to catch that carrier. No. Turn around and go home. Lings again, trying to do what they can, but I think... Nope, those are cannons on the top part of the wall. Overlord dies. Supply blocking Tileä momentarily, but not forever. Another Overlord falls here. Tileä, where is your Hydra army? Here they are. No, they're going to get trapped on these side of the rocks, and is this enough Hydras to kill these carriers? We're going to find out. Carrier, yes, get in there. Focusing down the carriers coming from the left side and the right side. Look at that, getting 1 carrier, and the other one kind of sits on the high ground here. I think there was a release interceptors used to make this work, and yep, focusing on the carrier body itself. Both carriers end up dead. Debris scattering on this high ground here, and then glowing and disappearing. Always kind of fun. Pooping creep here is Tileä, making sure that WhiteRa can't take a 4th here, at least not easily. Here comes some Stalkers. Here comes some carriers. Mothership Core. The Lings might try to kill. Nope, they don't even try to get the pylon. They just run for their lives. The Overlord is left to die, though. Poor Overlord. And 4th base up here for Tileä. Inject. Do your inject. Oh, one thing, Zerg players, if you're watching this, Zerg players, Queens can do multi-injects now. Look at this. Queen has 50 energy. She can inject once and inject again. Do it. Inject again. No, creep tumor. All right. Inject again, and what that means is when this spawn larva finishes and spawns larva, a second one will kick in automatically from that second inject and spawn more larva. Isn't that great? Isn't that the best thing you've ever heard, Zerg players? Do that. Do that in Legacy of the Void. Make use of your extra energy on your Queens, and you'll be a happier person and a happier Zerg. Coming along the backside are these Hydras. They have +1 missile attacks, which is pretty good. Pylon ends up dead after being photon overcharged. Did you bring an Overseer? Is the question. Oops, Hydras went the wrong way there, got squished. I don't think Tileä brought an Overseer, which is a problem. Overseer on the way? Yes, there's one morphing in right over here. Lurker Den on the way at the same time, and a Spire. Oh, 5th base coming up for Tileä. Look at you go, Tileä. I'm so proud of you. Maybe you can win this for the Swarm. Okay, again, Mothership, really annoying, though, because it does cloak all the units below it. You don't see a whole lot. WhiteRa seems to love it, though. It seems he's trying out a kind of a carrier Mothership strategy in everything he does, at least so far that I've cast on my channel. So, good for you, WhiteRa. Keep up the good work. You are doing the work that is very important for StarCraft, which is experimentation here in the beta. Creep spread looking actually a little bit ridiculous right now for Tileä. About halfway across the map, through the middle here. A little bit weaker down here, but holy static defense. Wow. All right. This is fair enough, I guess. Scouting Overlords being destroyed by the Sky Toss army. It's 200 to 173 supply. Tileä is maxed out here at the 9-minute mark. Pretty much with Hydralisk with +2 missile attack. Storm is on the way. The army is down here for WhiteRa, so coming to the north is Tileä. They're going to knock down these rocks in about 4 seconds flat, and indeed they do. The cannons are no match for this many Hydralisks. They get melted down by the spines. The recall, though, I always forget about recall. The army shows up, gateway falls, and Tileä backs on out. Loses a single Hydralisk, 2 Hydralisks actually, killing a few interceptors as well. Knocks down the second set of rocks. Is WhiteRa leaving? WhiteRa, no. Okay, another gateway dies, and Tileä backs out. Double photon overcharge is very, very useful at this particular situation. There's a small group of Lings being chased by Zealots here. If they engage, they're going to die, and they back out of there. Tileä with pretty good multitasking at this point. Can these Queens handle these Zealots? They're going to try, that's for sure. They are Zealots with +1 attack and speed, which makes them a little bit more dangerous, but they're getting cleaned up fairly well. Look at that. I guess +2 attack on the Queens is useful. 6-2, so 12 attack there with 5 range. Pretty good. Not the best, but pretty darn good. Overseers here with the army, just making sure the Hydras are not blind with that mothership hanging around. Coming on in here, just slowly picking away here. I don't know if you want to stand in and fight, Tileä. He's going to stand in and fight. Oh boy, Archon's coming in here, doing extra damage. Zealots as well, just crushing these Hydralisks. The Hydralisks trying to do what they can, but no way. That was so one-sided. Ultralisk Cavern on the way for Tileä, as well as 20 Zerglings, Adrenal Glands, +1 attack. Immortals, Zealots on the way. I don't feel like that was a good decision. The Hydralisks probably needed to attack, keep WhiteRa in his base, but instead now WhiteRa is pushing out across the map. Creep spread again, looking pretty darn good. However, creep tumors are dying because there's an observer with this army. A lot of spore crawlers here. I think just might get cleaned out by this ground army, but not really helping Tileä at all. Lings come on through. They're going to lay waste to the second base here. But meanwhile, all the spore crawlers end up dead. They killed a few interceptors, but that was about it. WhiteRa is at the front door with a very, very scary army. +1 attack available on both the air and the ground units here. Ultralisk Cavern dies. Oh no, 11 Ultras were on the way though for Tileä, but meanwhile, the Lings are continuing. Oh, don't attack these Lings. They're scary Lings. +1/+1 with Adrenal Glands just finishing. Yep, all those probes are going to die for sure. This base going to die. Lurker Den is now getting hacked and slashed by Zealots at the same time. Archons just killing stuff like crazy. 13 kills there, 10 kills on that one. The Lings, did they get cleaned up? I think the Lings got cleaned up. I think Zealot showed up and took care of them. Huh. Here come the Ultras, though, trying to take out this ground army. Feedback being used on the Overseer Storm as well. I think the ground army might get taken down by these Ultras, and it's going to be very, very close, but they're cleaving through the Stalkers, cleaving through the Archons. That's it. However, the Carriers are still alive and still doing a lot of DPS. 16 kills, 12 kills on that one as well. The Carriers with the Mothership are taking down fully grown Ultralisks. Lings running across, trying to kill stuff as well. 3-4 cannons here, though. Very scary indeed. They can't get a good angle of attack either. This is a major problem. Zealots up here laying waste to the 4th base, killing the Queen, killing all of the drones that are transferring here as well. Oh no, drone transfer. Why? Get out of there. Zealots trying to hack away at this Ultralisk, and nope, ends up getting 2 kills, but very, very close to dying. Boof. Zealot takes it down. Attack over here with Ultras, warping in a lot of Templar turned into Archons, however. Enough to force them away, and the main base is completely under assault right now by these Carriers. The spawning pool is going to die as well. Just not a good place for Tileä to be in at all. Just a sad, sad place for every Zerg player right now, but great play by WhiteRa. I think this is it. Tileä, however, continuing to expand, continuing to get spore crawlers and replace things like spawning pools, and doesn't want to lose this game. So Tileä, I think it's over for you, buddy. It's 149 to 135 supply. Where the heck is all the supply for Tileä in? Queens and Ultras, I guess? Alright, so the Queens get in and try to focus down the Carriers, it looks like. No, they're going for the Mothership. And with the +2 attack, they do get the Mothership there. Overseers get flown on here at the same time. The Queens are trying. Corruptors joining the battle, killing one of the Carriers, forcing them to retreat. A whole bunch of Corruptors with +1 attack, completely cleaning out every single Carrier here. Did I count Tileä out too soon? I very well may have done so. However, Archons have shown up at this base. The spawning pool is going to finish and I think just die. Archons now still have +1 attack here. Here come the Ultras. There are 3 Ultras. I don't think it's enough. 4 Ultras? 5 Ultras? I can't count. How many are these? 4. And yeah, the spawning pool ends up exploding. Gouts of blood shooting into the air here. Corruptors might try to use caustic spray on something here. I don't know. But heading on home, WhiteRa is happy enough with what he did, which is nice, I suppose. Didn't bother replanting this nexus, no big deal. Resources lost tab is about 14,000 minerals, 4,000 gas for WhiteRa, and 21,000 minerals and 5,000 gas for Tileä. Caustic spray being used. Can the stalkers kill the corruptors before they kill this nexus? I don't think they can. Look how fast that HP is going on down. Boom. The nexus has fallen and the corruptors go home. So that hurts another source of income for WhiteRa. This is nuts. Queens getting shot or slapped in the face, and that's it. GG from Tileä. Tileä is defeated. WhiteRa is victorious, and Tileä has left the game. So as WhiteRa continues to destroy everything that the Zerg has available to him, and the Void Ray as well, going after Larva because that's a super fun thing. Yep, actually has left. So that's about it from me. Thanks for watching today. Now this has been FalconPaladin with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. You can catch double Legacy of the Void uploads from me every single day. 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, and maybe 1 in the evening if you're lucky. Anyway, I think it really just came down to the fact that the carriers weren't really countered until too late by Tileä. He tried to go Hydralisks. Standing in at this battle over here was the worst decision in the history of mankind. He came in here, got sandwiched. The carriers were in there. Archons and Zealots just tear through Hydralisks so easily. And that was it. He lost an entire army. WhiteRa was able to counterattack, and Tileä was on his back foot the rest of the time. So pretty good play from both of these players. Very high level Legacy of the Void stuff. I was excited to cast it. I hope you enjoyed it as well. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you did. And yeah, you can catch me on Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook, all /FalconPaladin. And until next time, as always, you take care of yourself.